It is the Saturday Wrap. The Saturday Wrap for Saturday, the 12th of April, 2025. And it's semi-live from Bedwas in the semi-lovely Lower Rumney Valley. Okay. They say, may you live in interesting times. There is certainly a lot of interest going on at the moment, and I may get a little bit ironic. You make your mind up on that. Anyway, this is the hottest day of the year since the last hottest day of the year, which I think possibly was last Friday. Who knows? Anyway, if you haven't seen this before, this is me basically complaining about the week that was. The weather. There's a lot of weather, actually. Bit of politics, gentle politics, tech, and various other things such as music. So, the word or phrase of the week, which apparently is something to do with gymnastics, but I'm using it in a political sort of sense, is they all got a bit yippy. That's with a Y, not a double E. I've never heard it used in that form before, but it is going to be my new word or phrase of the week evermore. Or not. Who knows? Right. The app of the week, and I've done this one before, and I make no apologies. It is a universal Apple app, which means it'll work on your Mac, your iPad, and your iPhone. I don't think it works on your watch. And it's Parcel. I think it's about $10 a year, and it really works well, and it tracks practically everything. The only disadvantage it has is the Amazon integration only lasts for a short period of time before you have to re-up, but that's a problem with Amazon and not the Parcel app. Just go into the App Store and look at Parcel, and it will start pinging you all the time, which I think is kind of wonderful. There are other apps that do this, and there's various courier apps, but I found this one to be the absolute best. Okay, the thing of the week. Well, I'm avoiding the obvious because the obvious is very obvious. But my days this week started out cold and quite a lot of frost, although only on the front windscreen, apart from this morning when there was just a heavy dew. And then it got warmer and warmer and warmer during the day, and for most of the time it was just sunny. And of course it was perfect weather for being stuck in traffic jams, which I was due to Caerphilly Council's inability to do anything out of hours with regard to roadworks. Happy days. Anyway, the song of the week. Bit of a disappointment. Clem Burke, who used to be the drummer, the late drummer in Blondie, died this week. I always thought that he was far better than the rest of the band. He should have been in a band that was drumming forward, like a heavy metal or a prog band, but he was an excellent drummer, and apparently this track he played the drums for or on during the recording, although he's not listed anywhere. I saw him in one of the 10 best tracks from Clem Burke, and it's I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. And it's a really good track. And Joan Jett is, well, she's really good. And it is rock and roll. And I say, what a way to go. Never mind, Clem, you will be remembered because you were a great drummer. So, the week that was. Last Saturday, it was sunny. It was Newport. It was a lot of it in 4K. And I ended up in Weird Dads, having a conversation recorded where you can only see me talking and not the answers or the questions. I had a great time. They were great beers. I might have caught the sun a little bit, but there you go. And I came home, and guess what? My furry things, one of which I lost, had arrived from Hong Kong. If you're watching videos tomorrow of me there will be one in action, which I need to dig out before I leave in the morning. Sunday, the usual washing and sunniness, and I finally got round to updating tvOS, because Sunday tends to be my day for watching things, especially through the Apple TV. Monday morning, went online. I'm a great fan of the Alex cartoon, which was past tense in the Daily Telegraph. It's also the same people who do the celeb cartoon in Private Eye, although that seems to have disappeared, and the Telegraph are not renewing Alex, so he's going, which is a shame. I don't want to say it, but good things never last, and I enjoyed it because it had that sort of British sarcastic humour, and there was lots of alcohol involved as well. Never mind. There you go. These things happen. Monday night. No compost. Grow bags. More Casablancas are in, but only 3 this time. Yeah, well, things. Tuesday and Monday there was frost, and Wednesday and Thursday, which is absolutely great. I went to the opticians. I think I mentioned that. Did I mention that? No, just the roads. On the roads going to the opticians. Of course, I said my prescription hasn't changed. Yes, it did. I have some new contact lenses. New glasses are on the way. I'm using the old contact lenses until they run out because the sight hasn't changed that much, but I do like to be precise in what I see. And of course, eyes are expensive. They really are. Tuesday going into Wednesday, Patch Tuesday? I'd forgotten completely about it, and when I went to power my machine down just before I went to work, I had one of those, do you want to power down and switch off and update, or do you want to update and switch off and then restart? You know the thing. Yeah, lots of 0 days, so if you haven't already run a Windows update, if you have a Windows box, I'd recommend you do, because they're already reverse engineering the patches. There you go. Wednesday, politically, the word was paused. More correctly, paused, but still at 10%, but paused. Thursday, because of all this weather, the weeds are really coming out in between the paths and the garden and round the front. Anyway, ordered Weedkiller. It should arrive today. Of course, well, if you got Prime, you might as well do it that way. So that's the way I did it. And today, in work, from an esteemed colleague, Welsh cakes. I love Welsh cakes. I love Welsh cakes with jam in them and custard in them and just Welsh cakes on their own. I would rather prefer I can't even say it, prefer them without all sugar on them, but if there's sugar on them, I'll eat them. To be Welsh and to eat Welsh cakes. Anyway, that was my week. Comments are, of course, very welcome wherever you see this. Look after yourself and possibly wear an extra layer because it's going to get colder this week. Bye-bye.